Jochebed from Early Autism Project Malaysia, and I'm here with Dr. Nan, our senior consultant from our parent company, Wisconsin Early Autism Project. Now, we just completed Bridge the Gap 2015, the school edition, and there was an overwhelming response of questions which we were unable to complete answering on that day. So the purpose of this video is to answer some of those questions with Dr. Nan. So first up, how do we deal with older children with autism in secondary school? Are there different strategies to deal with social, behavioral, and academic aspects?
So when we talk about helping kids, young kids, older kids, kids with and without disabilities, we always have to look at what's their skill level at a given point. So, when the question comes to secondary school, the kind of life tasks that these kids are facing are going to be a bit different from a 5-year-old, right? So again, but I can't just think about the skills in a vacuum. I still have to look at this child's actual level, and whether, I know the learning target, let's say it's writing, we still have writing as a learning target, but what kind of prerequisite skills does this child have? Okay, if fine motor is a big difficulty, can we teach keyboard? Okay, right. So at secondary school, we also expect a bit more independent daily living skills. Can the child accomplish those daily living tasks? For kids who have gained a lot of skills and are in an inclusive setting, participating in school and community life, similar to other age-typical peers, then I will look at what are their interests in terms of maybe a major or a field that they are developing. Looking into college options. Okay. But some kids have persistent delays in their skills. Then I look at, at secondary school and looking at it down the road, being more independent, taking care of their daily living needs. Can they make breakfast? Can they put laundry?
So it sounds like the targets and objectives may be different, that are more age appropriate, but always going back to their own level?
Yes.
The prerequisites.
Do they have the prerequisites?
And with the same principles of ABA apply, like breaking skills down, using appropriate reinforcement that would be age appropriate, and like motivation basically, and that repetition to practice to really gain those skills?
Yes, and when we think about reinforcement, probably squishy ball is not quite appropriate, but maybe access to privileges such as TV time or some pocket money for some kids who have that concept that may be more appropriate.
Secondly, realistically, what are opportunities available to children who are on the autism spectrum in terms of career and living independently?
Again, kids on the spectrum, they vary quite widely in terms of their skill level, their learning rate when intervention is provided. So it all boils down to the individual's specific characteristics. Some, unfortunately, there is a significant number of individuals with autism cannot hold a job independently. In the US, some adults with autism can be incorporated in like a supervised workshop. Actually, a lot of the big corporations in the United States have been making a conscious effort in terms of incorporating individuals with disabilities. So 2 examples you may know, the Target chain, as
like
well.
Department store,
department store, and Walgreens, which is a drugstore.
Okay,
pharmacy,
like a pharmacy, yeah.
And plus some, just
some
simple daily living goods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So these two have set specific target, so like a percentage of their staff are going to be individuals with special needs. And even in the city I live, in Madison, when I go to these two stores, I could tell that they are individuals with special needs, and they are fully integrated.
Very good. On that note, are there any specific areas of expertise or professions or careers that people with autism may excel in? I mean, your first two answers were all based on, it's very individual, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's hard to...
Yeah, but we have a joke in the US that in the Silicon Valley, if you throw a rock, you're gonna hit somebody with autism characteristics, or So Silicon Valley, of course, is a high-tech computer. Some individuals really have very strength in that. Engineering, I have seen kids who have the ability to visualize. Even constructing things that it took me hours and I couldn't make it work, right? So there are this kind of anecdotal reports, or I personally know individuals who are really smart, hold engineer degrees, but are socially a bit awkward, and I feel like there might be some characteristics. But again, I want to point out that the U.S. as a society in general is very accepting of differences. This includes racial differences, sexuality orientation, disability, all sorts of differences. There is a general atmosphere of accepting disability, individuals with disabilities. So that's how a lot of individuals with autism can fully develop their potentials.
So are there any specific universities or institutes in US that would cater specifically, like you mentioned, the two job opportunities? So what about universities?
So our universities, private or public, they all have this policy of non-discriminatory. And many of them, I would say most of them, have like disability services. Again, it's to support students with special needs. So individuals with special needs can still attend college. There are special colleges. There's one next to Wisconsin in Minnesota. I believe they call it a Life College. And it is for individual. It's not a typical college in terms of like academics. It targets a lot of functional living skills for individuals with autism. I think it's quite specific, autism specific. And the students learn to live in a dorm situation, I believe. And a lot of the courses, I think, is very focusing on the functional aspects of adult life.
Very interesting.
Balancing checks, I believe. To my knowledge, in the Midwest, I know of this one. I don't think it has a large capacity. But for many high-functioning individuals with autism, in the U.S., they still have a good chance to attend regular college or university and with support.
And again, it's individual to that individual's severity of autism, I suppose, and ability of development and progress. Apart from the iPad, is there any other communication device you would recommend?
So a big one that actually probably had a little bit longer history than iPad is a device called the Dynavox. And it's basically a specialized personal computer. It's actually quite heavy compared with the iPad. It is pricey.
And that was also prior to the invention of the iPad, right?
Correct. And it can get quite sophisticated. Picture selection based to start with, and you can program teachers once trained But like the training, it can, at a higher level, you do need to get specialized training to program it.
Sure, okay.
But it can, nowadays the device, much like an iPad, can take a video. So it's that device has been used for quite a while. It is, I think it is more expensive than an iPad.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So would you just say like that an iPad is sufficient now?
So the speech pathologists who have specialized training in augmentative device would be able to recommend a specific device based on the individual's characteristics. Because I think that each of the programs, like the Dynavox program versus like a comparable would be the ProLocal 2 on iPad.
Okay.
They have a slightly different organization. They may fit individuals' needs a little better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are there any suggested specific apps that you would recommend for communication on the iPad?
I do have a list.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on thoroughly on that on the presentation slides.
Yeah.
I have it in my email. I will forward to Joe and
maybe we can put up a blog about some recommended apps.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but one word of caution is to start low tech. I think it's a safe way because our kids oftentimes have too much association for iPad to be a device to stim on or to play with. Even if you change a cover, right? It might be too distracting. So it's safe to start with the PACS picture selection. Once they realize they have, through practice, the communication function is well established, then let's try a simple app on the iPad.
Sure.
I think that would be a safe approach.
Okay. So on that note, actually one of the conference participants asked, if we use the iPad, let's say, in a typical environment, like a classroom environment, you mentioned earlier it can be distracting to that child itself, but what about to the other peers?
Okay.
In the classroom.
This comes to the awareness campaign, Joe has mentioned. That we want other kids to understand that this is not a toy, this is a tablet. We actually don't call it iPad.
Sure, and it doesn't have the other apps as well, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so it's called the talker. Okay.
Yeah, and when you turn it on, it's a clean slate with just that one app.
Oh, great. Okay, that's a good idea, and I think it'll be great if we can raise awareness among the children in our classrooms of the reason why that child has an iPad, or rather a talker, is to help communicate his needs.
If you want to see a little clip from Sesame Street, a real family interacting with Grover, of course that is a Muppet.
Right.
Actually, Grover will walk through, like talking to a little girl whose sibling is using iPad to communicate.
Great.
It's readily available anywhere on YouTube. You Google Grover and Autism.
Excuse me. Well, thank you so much. The rest of the questions we will email you. Thank you so much, Dr. Nan. It's been such a pleasure having you, and we'll see you next time you're back in Malaysia.
Thank you.
Bye.